Is the world ready for the genius of Suga? I believe it is. IN, an industry driven by spectacle, Suga, also known as Min Youngi of BTS and August D, stands apart as a quiet storm, calculated, authentic, and undeniably brilliant. While global audiences often associate BTS with vibrant performances and explosive pop energy, Sugas Genius lies in his introspective lyricism, raw production style, and refusal to conform to industry norms. The question is no longer if the world is ready for him, it's how it will continue to adapt to his evolving artistry. From the very beginning, Suga has balanced dual identities: the globally adored idol and the underground hip-hop producer who once slept in studios, chasing a dream he refused to let go of. What makes him extraordinary isn't just his talent, it's his honesty. In songs like The Last, Daechwita, and Amygdala, he pulls no punches, addressing mental health, trauma, and personal doubt with razor-sharp vulnerability. He doesn't just make music, he opens a dialogue, inviting listeners to confront their own truths. As August D, Suga reveals the raw, unfiltered version of himself. It's a side that doesn't seek approval, it seeks expression. His solo work bridges the gap between Eastern philosophy, Western hip-hop, and deeply personal storytelling. Few artists can travel from producing chart-topping hits for BTS to crafting haunting, confessional tracks that could easily find a home in an indie film score. That's genius. And it's genreless, but perhaps what makes Suga's genius truly revolutionary is his resistance to spectacle. He doesn't need to shout to be heard. His presence is quiet but commanding, often letting his music speak volumes. In a world obsessed with virality and loud personalities, Suga proves that brilliance can be calm, methodical, and deeply impactful now that he's stepped into global solo tours and high-profile collaborations with the likes of AU, Halsey, and PSY. The world is beginning to see what his core fans have known for years. Suga isn't just part of a cultural wave, he is a cultural force. SO. Is the world ready for the genius of Suga? Ready or not, he's already changing it, one track, one truth, one beat at a time. Yet even as Suga's influence grows, he remains grounded. He has spoken openly about the burdens of fame, the emotional toll of constant scrutiny, and the pressures of representing a global movement. It's this transparency that elevates him beyond just being a gifted artist. It makes him a symbol of resilience for a generation navigating a complicated world. What's remarkable is how seamlessly Suga merges old-school sensibilities with modern perspectives. He honors the roots of hip-hop while reimagining it through a deeply personal and cultural lens. In doing so, he offers something rare in today's musical landscape: depth. Whether he's weaving Korean historical references into Daechwita or unpacking existential questions in Interlude, Shadow, there's a cerebral quality to his work that invites multiple listens and demands respect. Suga's artistry is also deeply collaborative. He's not just creating for himself, he's creating space for others. His work with BTS has amplified global conversations about identity, youth, and connection. Behind the scenes, he's produced tracks for other artists, championing diverse voices and genres. His fingerprint is subtle, but unmistakable, a signature style that prioritizes emotion over ego, message over noise. In an age where music can feel fleeting, Suga's work endures. It invites listeners to pause, reflect, and feel. He doesn't just drop songs, he drops truths, wrapped in intricate melodies and poetic lines. And fans, critics, and fellow artists are paying attention. So again, we return to the question: is the world ready for the genius of Suga? The answer is clear. Not only is the world ready, It's in need of artists like him. Artists who challenge norms, speak with honesty, and create with purpose. Sugas Genius isn't loud, it's resonant. And as more people tune in, they're not just hearing his voice, they're finding their own. A quiet legacy in the making. What sets Suga apart is not just the music itself, but the legacy he's steadily building. In a world where fame often burns bright and fast, his journey is a slow flame, steady, intentional, and enduring. He doesn't chase trends, he creates them. He doesn't cater to the crowd, he challenges it. His genius lies not in flash, but in impact, not in dominance, but in depth, and perhaps that's why his influence continues to grow organically and with integrity. From Seoul to Sao Paulo, from bedroom speakers to sold-out arenas, his words land with the same quiet power. People don't just listen to Suga, they connect with him. They see parts of themselves in his struggles, his questions, his silence, and his fire. Suga reminds us that genius doesn't always look like noise. Sometimes it looks like a quiet studio in the middle of the night, a few raw lines scribbled in a notebook, or a soul brave enough to turn pain into poetry. It looks like a man who never stopped being honest with himself or the world. So, is the world ready for the genius of Suga? Yes, it is. And as his music continues to transcend borders, break molds, and touch hearts, one thing becomes certain. This is only the beginning. The genius that moves silently but powerfully. Suga's journey is more than a story of musical success. It's a case study in quiet revolution. He's dismantling outdated notions of what it means to be a K-pop idol, a rapper, a producer, a public figure. He defies every mold, not out of rebellion, but out of authenticity. That's what makes him magnetic. He's never trying to be anything other than himself. In interviews, you'll rarely find him seeking attention. He's reserved, contemplative, often speaking only when he has something meaningful to say. But when he does speak, or more accurately, when he raps, composes, and produces, the effect is seismic. His music has become a lifeline for millions navigating anxiety, identity, ambition, and self-worth. That's not just art. That's healing, and this healing comes wrapped in masterful composition. Suga's understanding of melody, space, and silence is that of a seasoned producer far beyond his years. His ability to translate emotion into sound, without overproducing or over-explaining, is a rare gift. He trusts the listener to meet him halfway. He offers vulnerability and insight, expecting only that you bring your own truth to the table. With his D-Day World Tour and the recent August D album, the world got to see just how expansive his creative vision has become. Every moment was deliberate, every visual symbolic, every lyric loaded. It wasn't just a concert. It was a curated experience of one man's inner world and an invitation for us to reflect on our own, looking ahead as he continues his journey with more collaborations, possible new solo chapters, and future BTS reunions. One thing remains clear: Suga is not just a moment. He's a movement. A quiet, steady, soul-shaking movement redefining what it means to be an artist in the modern age. Oh yes, the world is ready. More than that, the world needs Suga's genius. Not just to be entertained, but to be reminded that silence can be strength, depth can be cool, and the most powerful revolutions often begin from within. Let's keep listening. The best is still to come.